Yes guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today I am going to be doing an equipment guide. It's been a long time since I've done a video on this topic, and seeing as now I have a lot of Z Plus equipment, I think it's about time that I bring you guys a guide on how to re-roll equipment and how to farm equipment in general, and how to make sure that you are getting those Z Pluses for your box, because you know it looks really good and the stats actually do help. So yeah, it's worth getting a few equipments at least to Z+, especially equipments like this one, for example, that are very, very important to have at a high rank. And the next step for me, for example, is awakening equipment. As you can see, I don't really have many awakened equipment items, and that is something that I do want to change now moving on. So that's going to be my main focus for the next few months. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys how to re-roll equipment efficiently to get Z+. So let's get into the video, and let's show you guys how to make sure you're going to be getting Z+. So the most important thing you're going to need to get Z+ equipment is a lot of slot removers. That is basically what you're going to need to re-roll equipment, unless you do spend crystals to do so, which I don't recommend unless you can afford to spend a lot of money on crystals in this game. But the way you get slot removers, there's three really good ways in my opinion, which are the raid exchange shops, which are always full of slot removers once we do get new raids, so make sure you check those out if you do want to get slot removers, because that is the best thing I would say that you can get from there. Then we have the Legends Weekend shop, which of course you do have the 100 Legends Limited Z power that you should get. I haven't gotten around to do that yet, just because I always buy this right here, the 15 slot removers for 3 medals, and then I always get this this one right here, the 3 slot removers for this 3 basic medals that we get every weekend. So basically every weekend you're getting 18 slot removers from those, which is really good, and definitely something that I enjoy doing, just because I like equipment a lot and I think it's worth upgrading. And then the obvious other way is, obviously you have the Zenkais here in the Rush medal shop, but I like to spend everything on equipment removers, which is what I'm going to do here. So let's do that. Let's get the 91 slot removers, and then let's head over into the equipment, so we can now start slot removing basically. So we have 91 erasers, and that is basically how I get erasers, through the Rush medal shop and the 2 other shops that I showed you guys. But those are the most efficient ways. So let's get into basically how I upgrade equipment and how I re-roll my equipment to get Z+ ranks. Now, to acquire equipment that you are going to re-roll, it is important to either spend energy to get equipment from either these equipment collections here, if you're focusing on any specific tag or equipment item in general. And these ones right here, the unique equipment collections, are always very, very good to spend energy on to get equipment, to then re-roll them. And what you are looking for is to get a red first slot. So that's what you want to be doing with these collections. Definitely spend your energy here if you're starting off and you don't really have great equipment, because this is where you're going to be getting the best bang for your buck in terms of spending energy and getting equipment in return. So what you're going to be looking for is equipment that has a red first slot. If you see my collection here, most of these equipments have a red first slot or a gold one, you know, at the very least, which is what you are looking for when getting really good equipment. Even my Zs all have either a gold or a red slot. So what you want to do is focus on an equipment that has a red first slot and that has another gold slot if you are lucky enough to get one. If you do have a very good first slot, like this one is a 15 out of 15, then I would suggest definitely re-rolling these 2 slots until you get a gold slot on one of them, and then you can focus on that 3rd slot to try getting it to a Z or a Z+. And then what I would like to do in this case, for example, since this one right here I think is pretty close to a Z+, what I always do is I head over to legends.tbc.space and I go into their equipment calculator, and I would search that equipment, and then I put in the stats that I have. And since if I upgrade the equipment guaranteed with the 30 removers, I would get a 16.85 from that or something like that, then I would get a guaranteed Z+ for this equipment if I spend 30 removers. So that is what I would do in this case here, and this is what I do with every equipment, guys. So if you don't know whether if you upgrade or not it will be a Z+ or it will stay at a Z, you can go to legends.dbc.space, go into the equipment calculator, and then that way you will guaranteed see if it's going to be a Z+ or if it will stay at a Z. So then I will go here, perform a guaranteed upgrade for a higher cost, 30 removers. It will go up 0.45, so 16.80, but I know that that is still going to be a Z+, so I can go and do the secure upgrade, and this will be a Z plus, as you can see right there. So that is how I get Z pluses, guys. It really isn't that hard. It just takes a lot of slot removers and a lot of time grinding, of course, USTR, the raid, all that kind of stuff. But if you have patience, you spend your energy on equipment, and you are just focusing on what you want, then you will eventually get Z plus equipment. As you can see, there is not much mystery to it. Let's now look at an equipment item that I don't have a good second and third slot on, for example, like this one here, which I do have a perfect first slot, 10% out of 10%, but the other two slots are green, so it is an A rank equipment, which isn't good at all. So what I would do in this case, I would focus on one slot, in this case the second one, until it goes gold. So I just re-upgrade with 10 removers at a time, and that's extremely lucky. Okay. That usually doesn't happen, guys. You can literally burn through removers without getting even a gold slot, but I was lucky enough to get another perfect slot there, so I can now focus on the last equipment with 60 removers and hope this goes to a Z plus. So let's do this. Let's see if we get lucky enough and this equipment does go to Z plus. What I'm looking for here is a gold slot, and pretty much here any gold slot will guarantee a Z plus for this, because the two first slots are perfect. But this is how I re-roll equipment. As you can see, not much mystery to it. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting until that slot goes gold, basically. And it's not always lucky, as you can see. And there we do get a Z, but since it isn't a gold slot, not a Z plus. It doesn't even have to be a gold slot, in fact, to be a Z plus, because the two slots are perfect at the first and second one. So nothing from the first 10 removers there. And the way I see this is like summoning. You do need a lot of Zenny for this, by the way. But yeah, I just see re-rolling equipment like summoning. You don't know what you're going to get, and it is a gamble every time. Right now, getting terrible luck with this last slot, but there we go. There is another Z plus. Like I said, all I needed was for that that last slot to be gold, and we managed to get another Z plus. So pretty simple is how I'm making it look in this video. We still have 47 removers to spare, but that is my second Z plus of the video, and a very, very good one. And as you can see, like I said, there isn't really much mystery to this. Let's now carry on with this equipment right here, which is an equipment that has been giving me nightmares, because this middle slot, I've spent about 500 slot removers on it, and it still just won't budge from being an S rank. So yeah, let's hopefully get this to at least a Z with the 47 equipment removers that I have left. So hopefully we get a bit lucky. All I need is about a 13.5 on each of these stats for it to be a Z. That's what I checked on the equipment calculator, like I showed you before on legends.dbz.space, which is, like I said, really, really helpful. And this method is just so simple. All you guys need to do is farm up equipment, get a good first slot, and then you can just focus on that, like I did with that trunks equipment. That was an A at the start of this video. That 13.2, that was really close actually to being a Z, which is unfortunate. But yeah, like I said, that trunks equipment, that was basically an A before the video, and it is now a Z plus. So yeah, it's just being lucky, but at the same time, you have to, farm the slot removers, and you have to farm the equipment to get the good first slot in the first place, and then it is pretty easy from there on. It's just being patient and getting a bit lucky with the slot removers. And another 13 there, so not quite the 13.5 we need, but yeah, this is basically what I would do with the remaining equipment. There we go. Okay, we got the Z, finally. Now I can actually re-roll that last slot, because this one is really, really good. I can re-roll this last slot here in order to get this to Z+, and I think I'm going to do it because 6.6 to 8%, I'm feeling a bit lucky today, so let's go for it. Yeah, 6.6 is very low. Oh, we just got a 6.75. What do I do here? Do I continue? Do I stay where I am? I don't know. I think I want the Z+ now. I think I don't know. I just want the Z+, so let's go for it. Let's see if we can get it. And then we go. We got one for Vegeta Clan, which is really good, because it's actually where I want to be using him more, to be honest. Maybe in the future I won't, though. I don't know. That was really easy. I don't know what to do. I mean, Vegeta Clan, I guess it's good because you can run him with Rage Trunks, you can run him with Goku and Vegeta, so I will leave it like this for now. That is really, really good, and that is perfect. 3 Z pluses, and and that one being the best one by far, so I can now go and equip that on my Vegeta, who is right here, waiting for me to put this on him. So let's do it. And which one do I remove here? All this equipment is really good. First, I'm going to actually put this one on him, which is going to be... It's actually worse, well, in terms of stats, but it's still a very good equipment. I'm going to leave that one on him, but let's put that on him there. And just leave that like that, I think. That is perfect. So, really happy with that, actually. And now I can actually remove this, put this on him, which is really good. And there is my future team. Pretty nice if you do ask me. And that is the video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it isn't really that hard. You just have to have patience, a bit of luck, and it will all work out in the end. You just have to put the time into farming the equipment and upgrading it, and you will have Z pluses like I do. So yeah, like I said, smash a like on the video if this did help you guys out. Subscribe if you are new around here for more Dragon Ball Legends content, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.